How did we start this thing? How did we start this thing? I'm not going to make you guess. You might have it figured out by now on your own. But it's about racism. How did we start this thing? I think somewhere, well, we are all African. According to science, I suppose that's why they're trying to get rid of science now. But humanity started in Eritrea, I believe, which Ethiopia had annexed or something at one point. And by the time I got to England and met the married couple from Eritrea and got invited to their fucking wedding party with the gold and the clothes and all this stuff. What a wonderful people. That was a part of Ethiopia until just before then. And it was only that because it wasn't before then, and Ethiopia decided it was. But Eritrea, we all come from there. How did we get into this? I feel like there was a freakish white kid born with no melanin. Melanin. He was white. He was like an Irish kid. He was like Conan O'Brien who would cook in the sun. And they're like, ah, and they hated that kid and everybody that he fucked because sometimes girls want something different, and so they'd fuck him, and so he had more babies. Oh, that's not doing any good now, not in the community. And they came after him and his people, and he and his people ran off to the West. The West is the best. And they got there and they had to learn a lot of stuff to get by on their own on the way. It's not that they were smarter than their brothers and their uncles and their grandparents. It's just that they had to learn different things, and they learned how to move and how to exist in another place. And once they felt confident about who they were, they decided to hate their brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and grandparents. They said, fuck you. And that's where racism was born. And then they killed all the goddamn Neanderthals. You fuckers, you're not like me. So they killed them off. But they didn't get them all because we still have Down syndrome in our fucking system. I got it all worked out. They're left-handed. Every Down syndrome person you meet, look at them and comment, please, because I need to know the truth over what I have already seen to be the truth. If there's a higher truth, let me know. But what I've seen is Down syndrome kids are left-handed. That's the Neanderthal in you. How did we get to this place where we are the only country on the planet That's the best way to put it. We're standing here all alone. Nobody trusts us. Nobody supports us. And to try to fight the world from a country that, when I was in Iraq, Saudi Iraq, Shield and Storm Desert, this America doesn't need to be the world police. That's the America First idea, if you want to believe it. We don't need to be the world police. And here, how did we get to this? We're under the command of a bunch of other individuals, people that may have had more money than us, people that may be smarter than us. If they can lie that well, even though it's not believable and people believe them, they must know how to do it. How did we come to this? We're all alone in this world. You have to be able to pay attention to your neighbor, because your neighbor is the one that's got access to your fence line. If you do not get along with them, they will show the way to your enemy. This thing doesn't need to keep going around. Look at it. Nothing against you albinos, but I'm going to share a truth with you. A white person looks at an albino and says, that's a little bit too white for me. But I suppose you would have done very well in Nazi Germany. And this cycle keeps going around and around with the hatred of another colored person. Yeah. Goes around, comes around. And nobody really puts any thought into it to understand that we could stop it right now. The only people that aren't happy with world peace are people who hope to profit from its demise.